we have drink coffee in the top of our to-do lists as exams period starts. We believe that caffeine activates our brains to focus somehow. But let's discover what actually happens in the brain when we drink coffee. Coffee is one of the most popular drinks all over the world. Many people drink it in purpose of being alert, awake, and focused. By talking about coffee, we mainly refer to caffeine. Caffeine is an organic molecule. Its chemical name is 1,3,7-trimethylpurine 2,6-dione, caffeine in short. It naturally occurs in some plants, like coffee beans and tea leaves, and it's a central nervous system stimulant. In the central nervous system, the organ that gets stimulated is the brain, more specifically, the part that is called hippocampus of the brain. Hippocampus is a curved structure in the frontal lobe of the brain. It's a part of the brain that is responsible for processing the information and remembering. By talking about memory, we refer to many types: spatial, non-spatial, long-term, and short-term memories. Spatial memory is responsible for remembering the environment, places, and the orientation of surroundings. Non-spatial memory or recognition memory is responsible for remembering items that were introduced previously. Long-term memory deals with remembering the information that have been introduced since long time. However, short-term memory is associated with remembering information for short time.
As it is ethically difficult to test high doses of caffeine in humans, researchers have worked on experiments on lab mice to study the effect. Their aim was to test if there is a positive effect of caffeine ingestion on both types of memory for females and males, and we applied the results on humans by converting the doses used for mice to cups for humans. 10 mg per kilogram is equivalent to 1 cup of coffee for humans, 40 is equivalent to 4 cups, 80 is equivalent to 8 cups, 20 mg per kilogram is equivalent to 12 cups for humans. In the first test, they tested male and female mice drinking different doses of caffeine and how that affected their memory. Males improved their non-spatial memory, remembering objects, with all doses, but the female memory was impaired in all doses. Accordingly, humans are expected to respond in a similar way. Males' caffeine will improve their ability to remembering new objects, and females will not. Recognition Index. In this test, the researchers tested the ability of male and female mice to recognize new objects. Males' recognition ability was impaired in all doses, and females showed improvement in recognizing the new objects in low and moderate doses, but the ability was impaired in high doses. And by applying the results to humans, they are expected to respond similarly. Discrimination. The researchers tested the mice ability to differentiate between old and new objects. Males showed decreased discrimination in all doses. Females showed increased discrimination at low doses only, and decreased discrimination at higher doses. This tells that female humans will improve their discrimination ability in low doses only. Why males test? In this test, they used the caffeine doses on females and males before the test. Males showed improved ability to remember places at low doses and impaired memory at higher doses, and females showed similar response. The result, again, can be applied on humans and they are expected to respond in a similar way. Another group of researchers have focused on another type of memory. They correlated positive effects of caffeine on long-term memory and short-term memory. They studied caffeine on lab mice, and the experiment showed significant effect on long-term memory, and caffeine prevented losing short-term memory. In conclusion, caffeine is good for females as it improves their ability to recognize and notice newly introduced objects and to remember places. It is also very good for male adults. It helps them remember objects they see more efficiently and to remember places they come across. Caffeine is very healthy for females and males in terms of long-term memory and short-term memory. However, as every other component that we ingest, it should not be taken in large amounts. The moderate amount that is beneficial for human is 1 cup of coffee, 300 ml. As the dose increases, some memory functions get improved depending on the gender, and some functions get impaired. So, higher doses can affect negatively the functionality of both males and females, but in different ways.